can see how many people he's living with. Someone like Sifuna will not remain in ODM because already he's conflicted. He's now selling the agenda of someone else. Why are you pretending? You cannot keep him in the party. He's gone. Allow him to go.
Baba Raila Amolo Odinga alizungumza wazi mbele ya nchi nzima tarehe 22 mwezi uliopita mbele ya hawa wabunge katika hoteli ya Agile pale Nairobi. Baba aliongea kwa kinywa chake mwenyewe, na waomba viongozi msiingize maneno kwa mdomo ya mtu ambaye amelala. Alisema yeye mwenyewe, akasema kama chama lazima tujiandae kwa ajili ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027. Na wale ambao wanaeneza mambo mengine hapa, baba alisema, who has told you? Who has told you?
This is Havana Media, ladies and gentlemen, where party loyalty is questioned and power struggles are called out. So today I want us to talk about 3 things, particularly in details. Number 1, how ODM has turned on itself. Number 2, a cabinet secretary who has drawn the line. And number 3, the future of key ODM figures that has hanged in the balance. So stay tuned and listen very carefully. A political storm is brewing inside the Orange Democratic Movement ODM after the National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi reportedly called on the party's Central Management Committee to expel Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and Godfrey Osotsi. According to Mbadi, the 3 leaders are allegedly selling the agenda of someone else while remaining inside the ODM. A move he claims that it is hurting party's unity and discipline. In his own words, he said, Sifuna will not remain in ODM. If he wants to go, then let him go. That is Mbadi, who reportedly declared, sending shockwaves through the party ranks.
Someone like Sifuna will not remain in ODM because already he's conflicted. He's now selling the agenda of someone else. Why are you pretending? You cannot keep him in the party. He's gone. Allow him to go. When I was chairman of the party, and Babu Namwamba wanted to behave like he's behaving, I made sure he left. I convened disciplinary committee against him as the SG. And by the way, let nobody cheat you. At the SG is keeping documents of the party. That one we changed a long time ago. We created trustees. We sat down. Sifuna does not even know where the registration certificate of ODM is. He does not know. If he has seen him, let him take a photo of that certificate and put on WhatsApp. He can live with the people he will live with. But the party will remain cohesive. We need a cohesive outfit. Not a party where the party leader says this, then another official says the other. Today they are in Busia, selling an agenda we don't know. They are saying Raila did not leave us in Broadbase. Who took Mbadi to Broadbase to government? Did they question him? And he died when we were in government. And he said that 2027, up to 2027, after 2027, hata bado tutaendelea kufanya kazi. That was Raila Odinga. But even if he did not say that, where do you want us to go? Let us assume Raila did not say that. Where do you want us to go? Do you want us to join Gachagua? Or do you want us to go with Matiang'i? Or do you want us to go with Kalonzo? As we will work with Ruto to 2027 and beyond. And 2032, some of us are ready to take over as the president of this country. We are ready. We are ready. We are not ready kakando. Sisi tuko tayari. Kama unataka kusimama 2027, sema. Mimi sitaki kusimama president 2027. But 2032, I am ready.
Mbadi's remarks have ignited a very fierce backlash to the public, and critics are now asking a very sharp question. Isn't John Mbadi himself selling the agenda of someone else while still claiming space in ODM. That aside, political observers argue that Mbadi's position in the broad-based government while issuing ultimatums to ODM critics exposes a double standard, where dissent is punished, but cooperation with political rivals is defended.
No one will break ODM. No one will, so long as we are still there, no one will break ODM. If you don't want to work with the mainstream party, then you exit. In fact, one mistake, one mistake, viongozi wa ODM, one mistake you are making is to imagine that ODM will remain intact after the death of Raila. Some people must leave. Some people must leave. Let me tell you the truth. This is now real hard politics. Some people must leave. If you still want to keep people whose agenda is different, watasumbua nyinyi. Before you reach election, you will have 3 ODMs. When Babu Owino was becoming problematic, I told my former party leader, the late Raila, to allow me deal with him. I'm the one who dealt with Babu until he left. And he left us in peace. If you want ODM to survive, get rid of a rogue SG. Get rid of him. There are so many Kenyans who can be Secretary General.
To many ODM supporters, the issue is no longer just discipline. It is who gets to define loyalty. And of course, at the center of the storm is ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, whose outspoken criticism of government policy has increasingly put him on a collision course with the party figures that are aligned to the broad-based arrangement.
Baba Raila Amolo Odinga alizungumza wazi mbele ya nchi nzima tarehe 22 mwezi uliopita mbele ya hawa wabunge katika hoteli ya Agile pale Nairobi. Baba aliongea kwa kinywa chake mwenyewe, na waomba viongozi msiingize maneno kwa mdomo ya mtu ambaye amelala. Alisema yeye mwenyewe, akasema kama chama lazima tujiandae kwa ajili ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027. Na wale ambao wanaeneza mambo mengine hapa, baba alisema who has told you? Who has told you? Who has told you? Kwa hivyo sisi tutafuata the last standing instruction ya baba ambaye alitoa chini ya siku 23 ambazo zimepita kabla afariki.
Supporters, of course, they say that Sifuna is being targeted not for betraying ODM, but for refusing to be silent. And even others warn that pushing him out could split the party base and weaken ODM ahead of future political battles. Forget about Sifuna. With Babu Owino and Osotsi also in the firing line, ODM now faces a defining moment. The question being, is criticism betrayal? Is silence loyalty? And who truly speaks for ODM agenda? Because now, what began as internal disagreement in ODM is quickly turning into an open power struggle. But I just want you to remember that these are just political statements, claims, and reactions. They are not confirmed decisions. But the message is very clear. As we can all see, ODM is fighting itself in public. And the question still remains, will the party expel its loudest critics, or will it lose them to history? What is your take? Make sure that you put your comment below the video, and if you're a new subscriber to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to Havana Media, like the videos, and share the links to others so that we all of us may see what is coming up. My name is Odoro Billy. Until next time, wait for the next episode.